All right. Welcome back to
I'm still halfway fixing
episode
my hair. I'm just kidding. It's
episode 3 of La Conexión podcast.
fine.
Finally,
Why finally?
I feel like we've been trying to record this for the last 2 weeks, and
That's true.
something's always come up, and today is the day.
Even if it's 11 p.m.
It's like 11 p.m. right now, and
I'm so sleepy.
a lot has changed. I feel like since the last podcast, as far as like our personal life.
Really?
Yeah,
What's going on? Tell me.
at least like for me on my end, I had a whole entire shift change at my job, so I'm working nights now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be the biggest reason as to why this has been a little bit tough. But we're getting I guess we're getting the feel of the new schedule.
We are. I'm a part time mother now. I mean, a part.
Part time.
I have a part time job and I'm still a full time mother.
Yeah. So things are changing, and actually, is gonna cover the topic for today is gonna be about um basically transitioning from two single people to parents, and
Wait, sorry, what do you mean by two single people?
like we were not a family before, I guess, officially.
I always considered both of us a family of like me and you.
Stop the cap. No, but seriously, I think a family is when you start having kids. It's like
Yeah, I
your
mean,
partner, your spouse, you make a family when you have a kid or you adopt a dog or something,
I think
or adopt a kid.
you can be a family of just like I mean, I guess
A
it wouldn't be
couple
called a family, right? It would be just a couple.
and just a couple.
Okay, I get it now. I guess.
But if you want to consider me your family, that's pretty cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh my god. Anyway, the topic for today, like I said, is gonna be just basically like our experience on becoming first time parents, which I feel like is a huge deal
hmm
in the world because as human beings, I feel like that's probably one of the main reasons why we're on this earth is just to keep making kids for the most part.
Yeah,
Like if
if
you
you
can have
want
kids,
to.
if you want to, or yeah, I feel like that's basically
Like why we're created the way we are.
what else is there to the world?
Yeah.
Like you can experience your life and stuff, but I feel like okay, so to start, first of all, I never thought I was gonna have kids, let alone a wife. Like I never in my wildest dreams thought about that, wanted that, never did. Well, when are you gonna ever have a kid, or are you gonna get married? I would be like, no, 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 no.
Even when we first, like when we were together and people were asking us, because we didn't get engaged or married until 7 years after,
Yeah, we were just chilling.
because we didn't really care for it, I feel.
I feel like it's also just kind of something that is like has to do with like how everything is now. Like the times now they have changed, and so like a lot of
hmm
people they just remain boyfriend and girlfriend for a long time, or sometimes forever.
Yeah. So I feel like, but especially for us, I feel like it was never like a topic that would come up very often. Like,
Like
oh, we want to get married
and have
or
kids,
we
and
want to have kids. That was never a thing.
yeah.
We would always say we're not going to have kids.
I think we were both on the same page as far as like
hmm
becoming parents, where it's like we never thought of it. Like I said, like even before I met Sandy, it was like not nothing that crossed my head. I was kind of like, kids, all right, I'll hold one, maybe barely for like a minute and give it back to mom. But it's like kids wasn't my thing,
Yeah.
and so um, I feel like on my end it was like a huge change for me. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
for everybody though, like for like people in general, it's like once you have a baby, it's like
It's crazy.
it's wild, especially if you're super involved as a parent.
hmm
Like it's it's pretty hard, man. Like
You know, I saw this, I think it was like a TikTok or something that said, like, if you think parenting is hard, that means you're actually trying. Like,
yeah, I
you
mean,
know? like you're actually doing a good job because you're caring and
Yeah.
you're struggling, but that means you're actually caring for your child.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different parenting styles and stuff, so it's like kind of like whatever works for you. But I
Mm-hmm.
will say I do agree with some people shouldn't be parents, 100%. Like, yeah, there's people out there that I feel like shouldn't have kids.
Really?
Yeah, like, oh, for example, like I've seen
Like if
people
they don't
that,
want kids?
not even that, it's like people that get pregnant and they're like drug addicts or they're
Oh,
like
okay, okay.
alcoholics, and it's kind of like those kids are now being raised in a home where they're not being cared for, they're being neglected. um I feel like it's like, why are you having kids?
That's a completely different
No, I'm
topic,
saying, but
but yeah, I get what you mean.
they continue to have kids too, and it's kind of like, whoa, buddy, like, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I
um
agree.
like, I don't know, for me it's like, I guess our parenting style is very different too.
Yeah, that's something we will talk about
Yeah.
maybe soon about how we raise our kid versus how we were raised.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
But as far as like becoming a parent for the first time, whoa, that was crazy. When Sandy first told me that she was pregnant,
he didn't
or
believe
we
me.
were pregnant,
Yeah, he didn't believe me. He
I
thought it was a
did.
prank, and I
Yeah,
was just like, it's not a prank.
yeah, yeah.
I recorded the whole thing too.
Yeah, we have a whole full video on that. And so basically what I remember, she randomly was like, "Oh, I have a surprise for you." And
It wasn't random though. Remember, I had been telling you like, "Oh, I want to or you told me you wanted me to clean your drawers out,
oh yeah, yeah, I wanted her to organize my
organize your
drawers.
stuff." So then I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll organize it one day," but I was just not doing it.
Yeah.
And then this one random day, I was just like, "Oh, I have a surprise. I organized your drawers."
Bro,
And that was the beginning of
that was
everything.
the best organization I've ever experienced in my life. But I saw it.
Seriously.
I remember I saw it pregnant. I was like, whoa, what? No way. Made her take more pregnancy tests after that. And because I couldn't believe
You
it, I was
didn't
like,
make me.
not make you, but like I asked for her to take
You were like,
more.
"No way." And
Like I
then
wanted to see it for myself happen in real time.
and
And
that same day we like at right when you found out, we went to Target and we bought more tests.
yeah, I was like, whoa, this is real. And then it was like, oh my God, I didn't know what to feel. I was scared. I was excited.
But you know what's funny? We bought more tests, and along with the test, we bought her first outfit.
Yeah, we did. We also have that on video somewhere.
And that's pretty funny because it's like, what if I wasn't? And like,
Yeah.
like we bought the outfit, but we were just so like, we didn't know how to feel. It felt like a dream.
In my brain, I was just kind of like, there's no way I'm going to be like, how am I going to be a dad? How am I?
It even felt weird to say like
It did.
dad, mom,
I
like
couldn't believe it.
what?
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It wasn't real to me. It was not real to me until like, I feel like after the first doctor visit.
Yeah, I actually it felt real to me when I started feeling symptoms.
Well, yeah, for you, I feel like it's a lot different because you actually physically
hmm
like feel your body changing and stuff. But like on my end, I was just kind of like, first 2 weeks, I'm like, man, is this real? Like, and then we didn't tell anyone, or did we tell?
We didn't tell anyone for oh no, we couldn't wait. So
Oh
we
yeah,
told them
we
that
couldn't
that
wait.
weekend. So I
Ah,
found out maybe like on a Tuesday, Wednesday,
yeah.
and we told them on
Our
Saturday.
parents, our
Mhm.
family was,
Our immediate family only.
yeah. It was crazy. I was like, oh, okay, I want to surprise my parents. We're gonna take them out to eat, and
Oh, we told your parents on Friday. I
we
remember.
told them like 2 days later on or something like that.
Yeah.
So basically, like we were trying to tell my parents, and then I had like planned to take them out to a restaurant, and that was fully booked, and there was like a really long wait. So then we went to another restaurant, and it was the same thing. We're just like, you know what? Let's just get takeout. We got takeout from the restaurant. Went home, and my mom was just kind of like, okay, like what are we doing? Like what's going on? And yeah, we broke the news to them, and they were just like, they were in shock and crying, and it was a happy
Like
moment.
nobody expected it.
Nobody expected it.
Not even we did.
Yeah, and it was like, whoa, you're gonna be a dad, and they were super, like my parents were super excited and very
hmm
very emotional. My dad was very pumped, and after that we organized like breakfast at your parents. Or was
I
it
think it was a
also
lunch,
lunch,
dinner.
dinner, like dinner?
Hmm.
Yeah, that was
The next
organized
day.
the next day, huh? That was also very interesting. We went over there and we set up a camera. We're like, oh, we have a little surprise for you guys, and
I'm getting all
everybody,
these flashbacks, and our daughter's turning 2 years old this weekend.
yeah,
So it's making me like, holy, you know,
holy
that's
moly.
crazy.
And so then like her parents were shocked too, and nobody could believe it. And they were like, oh my god, everybody's excited and stuff.
But something about my family was that they were already assuming it
They were
before.
guessing
They
like,
were
oh, you guys
guessing.
are pregnant.
Yeah.
You guys are pregnant. Yeah, yeah.
And
Which
then
takes away from the surprise.
it took
But
away from the surprise a little bit, but still everybody was
I
shocked.
mean, it's like whatever, it doesn't matter. But like, I feel like I think like in my brain, like as soon as we found out that we were pregnant, I already was like dad mode, just naturally like, okay, what do we need to do? What do we need to buy?
Yeah,
How do
yeah.
we prepare?
Hmm.
All right, no more eating nasty food. Let's do organic and like high
Healthier,
quality.
yeah.
Let's eat very, very clean. Although Sandy ate hot Cheetos her entire pregnancy.
I did.
And one thing that she used to crave a lot was ice cubes with lemon and tahine. What?
That even sounds good right now.
So that's like one of the weirdest things. But I mean, like, I feel
You
like,
know, it's not that weird, right?
really?
Yeah, it's common that people have that. Maybe it's a poor people thing. Like, since they can't, I don't know, maybe
Can't afford
they
fruit,
can't afford
but you can afford a
ice
bottle of
cream.
tahine.
I don't know.
I don't know
But
about that. Don't involve me in that. I've never heard of that.
like, oh, I can't have an ice cream, so let me have ice with lemon. That makes
Ice,
sense.
icicles. You're on your own on that one.
Anyways,
Anyway,
um,
I feel like I just started like feeling like protective mode, and it was kind of like, all right, yo, be careful, like in my head, right? I mean, like, oh, Sandy, you have to be careful walking up the stairs, or like you gotta chill, don't go to the gym,
yeah, Carlos was always so extra. And when I didn't know I was pregnant, I was already like, I was still going to the gym and lifting
we
heavy.
had went to gym, and Sandy lifted really heavy like a week before.
No, that same weekend.
That was the same weekend.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't remember that.
the same weekend that I found out. I mean, the same week that I found out I was pregnant. I was lifting really heavy and I was doing like hip thrust and all this.
Oh, because we were like, we're gonna go back to the gym. We were all pumped, and here
Hmm.
we are, looking the same.
Worse.
No, but I mean, I feel like the transition happened during pregnancy. Like on my end, it was kind of like, okay, let me protect, and let me, like, what do I have to do to like get everything
Like you started
ready?
caring for me more. Just kidding.
No, not more. Just like I feel like it was just kind of like building a relationship too with the baby, even though she was inside. It was like I was already doing that too. I feel
Hmm.
like talking to the baby and stuff. Even though you're just talking to you're talking to the belly, but it's like the baby's in there and she can listen.
Yeah, she could listen to everything.
And it was just like a learning process throughout the whole thing. I mean, for you, I feel like your experience was just like a lot of physical changes, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like it was a lot of physical, but also I feel like your whole entire pregnancy prepares you for like what's to come when your baby is here.
What do you mean?
And so I feel like towards the end, for example, you're not even able to sleep because you have this big old belly.
Oh
You need
yeah,
to pee every 5 seconds, and it's like I feel like that prepared me for not sleeping when the baby got here.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Not,
So there's more things that happened throughout my pregnancy that I was like, it was preparing me for motherhood.
yeah,
And I didn't realize it until after. I was like, oh,
like
dang.
naturally, like your body's like, all right, stay up
Yeah,
because
basically.
you're uncomfortable
And then after it's like, oh, stay up because
because you
you
have a
don't know
baby.
what's going to happen to your baby
Yeah,
and you need to keep it alive.
And then I feel like, so once the baby was born, obviously it was like this huge like rush of emotion. It was like, oh my God, and you're in the hospital, right? And then, the nurses are there, they're kind of coaching you through things,
Mhm.
and they're checking up on you every time, and you have help, right? And then it's like,
You go home.
once you're cleared to go home, it's like, all right, here you go.
And we were only at the hospital for
Not even 24 hours.
not even 24 or maybe 24 hours.
No, we were there. We got there
Oh, you're right. We
like
were
at
not there.
4 p.m. or something. And we left the next day like at 12 p.m. Almost 24 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
But the point is, we left the
We
next day,
left before 24 hours.
and we got home, and it was like, here you go, keep your baby alive. There's no instructions. There's no like, there's little tips and stuff that they give you while you're there,
Not
but
really.
I mean, like, they're not really, right? But it's kind of like you go home and you're on your own.
You
You know what I mean? You
figure
have
it out.
family and stuff. They give you tips and stuff, but like I feel like it's not the same because it's like nobody's gonna be there at night with you to help
Mhm.
you. Like
Yeah, yeah.
like in our situation, it was just we're helping each other. And I feel like one of the things that I never believed that everybody would tell me, it's like, you're not gonna sleep. And I was like, what do you mean I'm gonna sleep? Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? Bro, like, we did not really get sleep. It was like little naps and stuff the first, like, what, week maybe?
It's pretty scary, like not
First
gonna
week
lie.
is hardcore.
It's pretty scary to like, try to keep a baby alive the first
Hmm.
week when you're first time parents. It's kind of like we were not sleeping. We were taking turns taking little naps.
The naps, man, those naps put in work. I feel like as the days went by, it's like your mental is just like you're just out of it. And then the biggest thing is what I've learned throughout like the newborn stage is just having patience. Like, you have
Hmm.
to be so patient with your
Especially with your
partner.
wife. Yeah. But I want to say especially with your wife because I
Oh, hell
feel
yeah.
like mentally and like
She's not there
emotionally I was just like I don't
everywhere.
know, it was everywhere. So
It's a traumatic thing that just happened to your body. You
mhm.
pushed out a human being, and Sandy did it raw, like no epidural and all that stuff. So like she felt it, right? And your body just went through like this whole ass traumatic experience,
Mhm.
right? First of all, you pushed out a human. That's like, what the hell? Then you're not sleeping because you did labor, you went into labor. You've been feeling awful the last 2 weeks or whatever. You're not really sleeping.
9 months, you
No, no,
mean?
but like when it really was like, you know,
Yeah, I want to say like the last month was the worst.
so it's like it gets really bad, right? You start losing sleep like a month before, right? And so once you get to the stage where you give birth, now you're not sleeping because you're up. Especially Sandy was breastfeeding, right? So it's like consistently waking up, feeding the baby, waking up, feeding the baby, waking up, and it's like changing the diaper and making sure the baby's alive and stuff.
Mhm.
And so it takes a toll, and I feel like that has a lot to do with like women that have like postpartum. I feel like a lot of it is like the lack of just rest, because
Yeah.
it's like if you've ever tried to stay awake, you start hallucinating and stuff, and you're just kind
Yeah,
of like,
that's literally what
whoa,
it is. And then on top of that, it's like
screaming baby, crying, you don't know what's wrong
everything
with it.
else. Yeah.
Nobody tells you what to do. You're just figuring it out as you're going. You're trying different things. Research
Mhm.
helps a lot, like as far as like looking at people's past experiences.
Yeah, I would
Also,
Google everything, but I wouldn't go like based off of like the first thing I saw. I would just go for like hours researching like
yeah,
what can I do if my baby's doing this?
yeah,
And I
yeah.
feel like that's just how it was for the first even year.
Yeah, yeah, it's tough. And then it's like, you have like your own parents or my parents and everybody else who's been a mom, or people that have
Hmm.
not ever been a mom, or your dad. They're giving you advice, right? And it's like you can decide on your own. I think that's one of the biggest things too. It's like deciding if you want to listen to what's being said or if you want to choose to try new things.
I feel
Um,
like for me, I just kind of pick and chose whatever I wanted. Like I would take people's advice,
mhm.
and a lot of the times it's like, I will not be doing that, but
Yeah.
thanks,
But and it's also
you know?
like it's no like hard feelings against anybody
Mm-hmm.
or there's no judgment being passed. It's kind of like it's just something that we are not gonna do. We don't agree with or whatever the case may be. We don't want to do that. Um, it's just like I said, like it's something that we pick and choose what we want to use. Thank you. If we don't use the advice, no hard feelings. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that's one of the biggest things. People get upset if you don't listen to them, even if they've been parents before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like, let me learn from my mistakes. Let me make a decision. Let me raise my kid.
Yeah.
And so that's like one of the biggest things. I feel like it's hard for new parents, especially. Like that's what I felt, where it was kind of like you have all these people with kids, or they have experience with kids, and it's like they're telling you, and you're just like, oh man, is that right?
Like,
Like,
oh
should I do
dang, am I
that?
doing this wrong?
Am I being a bad dad, or like am I a bad mom if I don't take your advice, or if I don't try this, or am I putting my baby at risk because I'm not doing this,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then it's like, oh no, I'm good. Like that worked. What we decided, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like, cool, we got this. And then that builds confidence as like a parent, because you're like, oh, I did it on my own, right?
Yeah.
I did it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I am now becoming responsible, and I'm learning. And it's like, you're not. Nobody else is gonna know your baby
More than
more
you.
than you. There's no way. You're in the trenches with the baby. You guys are both up 3 a.m. shitting everywhere, and it's like you're rocking it, you're feeding it.
Literally.
It's like a little war zone the first week.
Yeah.
And I feel like that really builds like a trust between the baby, where it's kind of like, all right, you got me, like, yeah, let's go. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
me supporting you, and it's like, dang, it gets pretty tough, because I feel like when you're breastfeeding too, it's like I'm just awake there, right? And then it's
Yeah.
like as the weeks go on, it's like I start dozing off a little more, and then it's kind of like Sandy gets mad.
Eventually, I want to say like a few weeks, maybe like 3 weeks after like a month, and I kind of got the hang of like a routine or whatever of breastfeeding. I feel like that's when Carlos just wouldn't wake up anymore. And I would look at him and I would feel so angry towards him, and I would be like, what? Like, why is he not up? But there was like no reason for you to be up.
But then I will still get up.
You would a lot of the times, or I would wake you up and be like, burp her,
Yeah, like, okay, burp her,
like
and it's
do
like, all right, good.
something.
No, but like, not, I mean, that happened a lot of times, but then like a majority of the time I was there.
Yeah,
I
no,
would
you
wake up,
were
be like,
always very supportive. I just think whenever you weren't, which was very a small amount of times, I was like, why is he not up?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm
Like, why am
struggling.
I breastfeeding and you're asleep?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean, now that I see it, it's like, what were you gonna do? Just watch me, you know? There was
yeah.
really not much you can do while I'm breastfeeding.
But I mean, at the
Or
same
maybe
time,
just making sure I stay awake,
yeah,
because
that
that was
too.
hard.
That was hard, and I feel like a lot of times too, like in the beginning, it was kind of like, all right, Sandy, you fed the baby, cool. Let's switch. I'll watch the baby, make sure she's breathing and everything. So we would switch spots. I would lay where the bassinet was, keep the baby, uh, stay awake, stay on point, keep my eyes open, make sure the baby's breathing and stuff. And then during that time, you're just like, you're dozing off, You're like, oh, I'm awake, I'm awake. You're like, oh, dang, Sandy see me knocked out like for 10 minutes.
Carlos would sleep with his glasses on.
Oh yeah, because I can't see. What do you decide? I mean, like, how am I supposed to look at the baby?
I thought that was so crazy. I was like, dang, that sucks.
Yeah, I couldn't see if I didn't have my glasses on. It's kind of I can't see the baby's breathing or anything, so I had to wear my glasses. And we ended up getting like a little dimmable light, because it's
That
like,
was the best purchase of our
yeah,
life.
that was solid.
But I think overall, just being the transition of being, like you said, single or whatever,
It
to
happens
being
naturally.
parent, it was very natural.
You have no other
But
choice, dude. Like you
yeah,
have to
you
you have to keep
basically,
your baby alive. Along the way, I feel like like as they get older, you start kind of like doing things where you can incorporate like your own ideas and stuff like that. But in the beginning, it's literally just keeping the baby alive,
Yeah.
feeding, changing, making sure they're alive.
I'd like to think that like having a second kid is gonna be easier, but I don't
I
know.
don't know, man. You're throwing a little toddler in the mix with a newborn. I feel like that's for sure taking turns.
I don't know. But I'm
Yeah.
ready. Just kidding.
What? Dang. The next episode transitioning from one baby to two.
Just
I don't
kidding.
know about that.
No, I'm very much enjoying my
Yeah, she's the
almost
best.
2-year-old.
Yeah, and I feel like one thing too, it's like we're still first time parents for every single thing that is happening to her. We've never experienced a toddler.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like everything that she's doing is new, right? And so like it's never gonna stop. There's gonna be a point where like, oh, we're experiencing a teenager for the first time. It's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
what? And in my brain, I'm just kind of like, dang, how am I gonna deal with that, right? But I feel like so far we have built a connection with our daughter where we are very open as far as communication. We allow her to express herself, have her feelings, make decisions that are obviously supervised. Um, just like our parenting style, like I said, it's very open
Mm-hmm.
and just very like I don't know,
We're like,
modern. I guess I don't know.
yeah, I guess. We're a mix of like a bunch of different parenting styles in
Yeah,
one, I
like a
think.
hybrid type of thing. One thing that I will say, I will never be my kid
I hope not.
ever. Like I don't agree with that stuff.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen in our
Like
household.
spanking and all that. Like I don't like imagine you're at work and you mess up at work and your boss starts spanking you. Like you gotta go to HR if that
That's
happens.
funny.
That's a lawsuit right there. No, but like think about it, right? It's kind of like you have an authority figure, and your consequence for doing something is getting physically hurt.
Yeah,
How
that's
does that
so
make any
messed up.
How does that make any sense to you, right? Oh, well, kids need to get hit just so they can learn, and it's like that's what it needs. No, that's not.
We just don't agree with that,
It
and
makes
it
no
won't
sense.
happen.
Makes no sense to me. Like I don't agree with it at all. I'm
Hmm.
very very against physical abuse for children. I my thing is like, bro, I love my daughter so much. I could never see myself smacking her, and then the result of that is her crying, right? Because now she's in pain, and that hurts, and all she's thinking about is, wow, my dad just smacked me, and this hurts.
It makes me want to cry just
And
thinking
it's
about
kind of
it.
like she's gonna forget what she did wrong,
Childhood trauma.
because now it's like, ow, this hurts. Why am I getting hit? What did I learn? I learned that maybe
It hurts.
my dad doesn't love me that much because he just hit me and he's supposed to protect me and keep me safe, but he's causing me pain.
Yeah.
That's how I look at that. There's no way, dude. I don't know. I don't know how some parents do it, or like being very aggressive toward your child. Like like in my brain, it's like this is literally a little kid, dude. Like
Like they're literally learning how to live in this world.
they're exploring, they don't know, like as for like her age right now, it's kind of like to decipher like, oh, consequence versus action. It's like she's literally learning as she goes. Anyway, the camera cut off, so I don't know where we left off, but basically what I was just getting to is that check up on the dads. They
Yeah.
men need love too,
And the moms.
and the moms.
Like
So
you gotta check up on the moms
yeah,
because
moms are
they're
always busy.
struggling. And I feel like everybody's always focused on the baby because it's like,
Yeah,
oh, a newborn, a newborn. The baby's fine.
the baby's fine. Check up on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to keep dating each other, go out, even if it's like a little dinner, or make some dinner at home for your wife, or the other way around, make a little romantic dinner for your man, give him a little kiss, little BJ. No, but seriously though,
But
don't
not a
forget.
30-minute.
No, but don't forget to like just keep showing each other love, man, because don't let the spark die.
Yeah, because the transition is very hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, you can sometimes it'll feel like you haven't seen your partner, or you haven't connected with them in the first couple
You're
weeks.
gonna Carla's gonna have a whole other
Bro, I'm just telling you
topic.
what I feel like. It's like you feel like oh man, I miss you.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Where have you been? But you've been laying down next to me with you know your boob in a little kid's mouth, and it's like you got a lot going on. But I miss you, and I'm here, and I'm ready whenever you're ready to recover. I got you. Bring
Yeah.
her some flowers. Bring her some Chick-fil-A.
Mm.
Give her a little kiss on her forehead. Tuck her in.
Thank you for being there for me.
Yeah, I got you forever.
You're gonna make me emotional, so I'm gonna stop.
Anyway, guys, this is gonna be it for episode 3. I don't know where we're at. The camera, I don't know what happened. I gotta figure this out. Episode 3. Let us know what you guys want to see in the comment. Also, this topic was brought to you by a comment in the comment section from TikTok. So thank you so much for that. Anyway, comment down below what you guys want to see next, and we'll see you on episode 4, my boy. We out.
Bye.
Let's do it.